Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Julie and Jim Traber podcast. I am Jim Traber along with my beautiful wife, Mrs. Julie Traber. How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm okay. I feel like I'm coming down with a little something, but that won't be good at the time of night right now.
Beat it down.
But
Beat it
you,
down.
You look beautiful tonight.
Well, thanks.
I mean, you watched the grandbabies and you cook. You made an unbelievable meal today for me and Jay, and then you look like that. I mean, why did God say, let's put this woman in this man's life? I mean, I don't know what I deserve.
Wow. Well,
I'm serious.
That's awfully sweet.
You were amazing.
Do you
woman.
give it a thumbs up? I was guinea pigging on the.
It was good. No, I liked it.
Tonight.
Jay Pitts, did you like it? Yeah.
Okay, he gave it a thumbs up. That's
Jay does not, I will tell you all this. Jay doesn't make as much money as he should for the things that he does for this. I think we can all open that up. We can say that. But I'm going to tell you this. That dude does get some food to bring home. And I mean, so you know what you're doing? You're saving him a few days of not having to buy food. So it's almost like that adds on.
Well, yeah, because I know we should be paying him a lot more.
No, you're right. He doesn't. Jay Pitts, I'm telling you, if anybody out there, if anybody needs an unbelievable engineer, I mean, he does a great job at our station too, but this guy is the best. We should be taking pictures of this place. It's amazing what he does.
He does occasionally.
And don't forget now, we're on the YouTube channel. I went to it the other day and looked at it. People are starting to subscribe and everything. So
yes.
go to our YouTube channel. 10,000 views in the last 28 days.
That's crazy.
I know it. Let's get more.
Yeah.
Come on. We'd love to keep going.
All the things.
Absolutely.
I feel like our grandkids, those videos, subscribe, hit subscribe, like.
You know what? We are starting to sound like the kids. You're exactly right. And, of course, in a couple days, we're going away for our yearly trip to Las Vegas for the Super Bowl.
With the Fat Jack and Sassy
Fat
Mama.
Jack, Sassy Mama, yeah.
So I'm sure we'll have lots of stories after that.
Are you excited about the trip? Because I play poker, and I see you a decent amount. Super Bowl, I'm there the whole time on Sunday with you. But are you excited about the trip?
I'll just say this. This will show everybody how secure we are in our relationship. Jack has a friend that's coming. He's actually an attorney. We've used him for some things.
Right. But he did our will, as a matter of fact.
Trust.
Yeah, trust.
But he's coming, and Jack's like, well, that's going to be your date. So if Jim's playing poker, that's your date for all the activities. Because normally I have to be the third wheel with Jack and Karen. So anyway, I just prepare myself for the fact that I'm not going to see you, and then if I do see you, it's a happy surprise.
But
yes,
you do go shopping,
Karen,
and you are also going to the spa.
Karen has told me that there's an outlet mall out there, which I've been to before, but now they have a Viore outlet store.
Uh-oh.
So you may get lucky this time with the shopping.
I better win some money then out there.
Anyway, we'll go shopping. We've got a spa date planned, and then Jack always takes us to some really good restaurants. So it's always
I've been
a good
a couple times if I get knocked out or whatever. But I don't know. I'm feeling like I'm going to go out there and do some good stuff. I'm pretty excited about it. The year has not been great so far. I did win some money online the other day, so that was nice. But anyway,
what I love about you is that you're always down, and you say you're going to give up poker after you've had a bad weekend. But then before the next event, the poker optimism comes back strong,
always.
And you feel really good about everything.
Always. That's the way I am.
I love that about you. Mr.
I'm ready to
Fowler
go.
was that way. He used to tell me that was called car dealer optimism. If you'd had a bad week, you'd come in the next week and still think you were the best salesman in the whole world. And that if you're in sales, you kind of have to be that way.
Yeah.
So I think you've got a little bit of that.
Well, hopefully my excitement will be rewarded. So, but anyway, we're going out there to Vegas, and the weather. I love it when we leave Oklahoma to go somewhere warm. I want it to be cold back here in Oklahoma.
Right.
Unfortunately, this weekend in Oklahoma, it's going to be in the 70s.
It's actually supposed to be nicer here than it is in Vegas.
Exactly.
Which is interesting.
And think about it. 2 weekends ago, it was 10 below zero with snow everywhere. And then now it's going to be 75 and 76. That's Oklahoma in a heartbeat right
Although
there.
I'm really happy for our little grandkids because they are starting to go stir crazy being stuck inside.
Well, they need to realize that that's what happens in the wintertime.
Yeah. Riley Kate actually said to me the other day, because they missed school
Oh, my gosh.
How many days they were
4
out?
days.
No, 5, because they were out the previous Friday.
Oh,
when
they
nothing
didn't go
was
to school on
even
that
known.
Friday either? Holy
So
Moses.
she was hanging out with us quite a bit. Those last couple days, she was just bored to tears. And she said, okay, Gigi, I've finally decided summer's my favorite. I said, yeah.
This is what I know.
She enjoys a snow day once in a while. But
That snowstorm that we had in Oklahoma, which was huge. Now it was big
For
for
us,
just
it was
about,
big, yeah.
but it's big in other places
Yeah.
too, man. I mean, we had some places get 14 inches. We had about 10 here, but that would have been one day off back where I come from.
Right,
One day.
true.
That would have
Yeah.
been it. That Monday, and then on Tuesday, boom, they had us back in school.
But you know, it's all based around with school. If the school buses can
You're
get,
right.
and the problem here is they do a wonderful job with the main roads, but
Right.
it's the neighborhoods that
Well,
are
they don't have
treacherous.
enough.
Right, exactly.
Back east, they got a whole bunch of them, and
Exactly.
they can go everywhere, but they can't here. But like I said, I think the state of Oklahoma did a great job.
Well, that reminds me, we actually ventured out of the house and went to breakfast at one of our favorite little spots this week. And I was asking, because they know us when we come in now, and I was asking our waitress, you know, how she survived the snowstorm. They had to shut down because their parking lot.
That's
and
right.
so things you don't think about,
That's
like
right.
the businesses, they want to work, but they can't afford to have somebody get hurt in their parking lot. So they couldn't open until they could get it cleared. But she tells me this whole story about what she did on the snow days. And so when you and I got back in the car to leave, I brought it up, and you were like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And I said, what do you mean? And you said, when did she tell you that? And I said, you were literally sitting right there, and you missed an entire interaction.
This is a big problem for me.
What's up with you?
I'm gonna. Since this is the truth, Dome. I hate to say this, but when people start telling me stories
That you're not interested
that
in.
I'm not interested in,
tune out.
that's really bad, isn't it?
It's terrible,
Seems like
yeah.
I'm a bad person. I listen to your stories, and some of them are just, oh my gosh, do I have to listen to this?
Sometimes you tune out.
No, I listen. But, I mean, it's really bad. I have to learn to be better.
Yeah,
I'm the same way with names.
Be present.
People
Yeah.
come up to me, how you doing? I'm Bob. Hey, Bob, how you doing? And then 10 seconds later, I'll go, I got no idea what that guy's name is. I'm so bad.
I think the name thing is a gift. Yeah.
Well, I probably should have heard some of the story that the woman told, but you would have been talking to me in Chinese. I didn't understand anything you were saying. Like, what? She did what? And you did. You didn't hear it? I'm sitting right there at the table. Was I looking at her too? Or was I
Probably.
looking down at the menu?
You were probably looking at the menu. You tend to do that. We'll go to the same restaurants over and over, but then when you get there, you study the menu like it's the first time you've ever attended.
One of the restaurants around here, Charleston's, I would say that we have been to a Charleston's. It's got to be rolling up 500 times.
or more.
Yeah, it might be more.
Or more. Yeah.
It's amazing how many times we've been at Charleston's, and every time I go in there, I got to look at the menu. I know it by heart. I can see exactly what you got. Pork chops, and then on the pork chops is the barbecued
we literally,
ribs.
Yeah, have the menu memorized.
Yeah.
But you will get to study in that menu,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, driving over, I know what I'm ordering.
And then the
'Cause I know the
waitress
menu.
comes, and they say, what would you like? And I say, ask her first. And then you figure, and then they come to me, and I go, I got no idea what I want. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm losing it a little bit. Although I
No,
did
you're
something
not.
today. I did something today that the blue methylene was incredible.
Okay, tell us.
We were talking on the radio, me and Al Eschbeck,
Yeah.
and there was this basketball player from a long time ago who played at the University of Cincinnati, and we were talking about different players that had come to both Oklahoma State and Oklahoma that Al and I got to see, live in person, big time stars. And this guy, and he goes, yeah, and that guy from Cincinnati came in, and I was sitting there, and I thought about it. I said, you mean Kenyon Martin? And he goes, yeah, Kenyon Martin. And then I said to Al on the air, I said, that's that blue methylene, Al.
It works.
For
I'm
people
telling
that
ya.
don't know, I take this medicine. It's called methylene blue, I think is what it's called.
It's
and
really
it's by
not
the
a
wellness
medicine,
group.
but yeah.
It's by the wellness group. And I swear by it. I mean, and they've done studies on it. We said the doctor in the hospital told me. I went and looked at it, and it's good.
We didn't do studies on it, but
No,
studies
there have been studies.
done.
No, I don't do any studies. But I'm telling you, if you're, fellas, ladies, if you're losing your memory a little
or you're
bit.
worried about losing it.
Yeah. All you got to do is take 2 of these pills every single day, and they're little tiny pills. They're little purple, blue pills. The only downside of it is that you will pee some interesting colors.
And you don't want to let it linger in your mouth or your teeth are going to be blue for
That's
the day.
right. If it stays in there and you drink water, you open up your mouth, it'll be blue in there.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, tell them.
I'm telling you, it's like night and day for you.
It is.
It really
I mean,
is.
for me to recall that name out of the blue like that before I started taking this, he'd have told me the name. I might not have remembered him, but I remembered the name and everything, so I thought that was pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, I really do need to
Be
start
in the moment
learning.
more.
Yeah, I'm so bad about that.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is. You think that's because I think I'm better than other people?
I don't think that's what it is. Because you do that with me, you do it with the grandkids. I just think you get distracted very easily.
ADD.
And you have a hard time just being in the moment. Just like stop what you're doing and 100% focus on the person in front of you.
We should do a podcast on that. We should talk about people like me that are always thinking about the next thing that's going to happen.
Right.
Because that's what I am. When she's talking to me and telling me that story, all I can think about is, okay, zip it. I want to tell you what I want to eat. Yes. So you can get over and get the food for me.
I wouldn't admit that. That does make you sound bad.
Well, I know, but I don't know what to tell you. I'm telling the truth. I'm really bad at worrying about the next thing. Why is that?
I don't know.
You do some research on that. Let's do a podcast on it.
You're a little bit of a Rain Man. So I do think part of that is you got in there, you're ready to order because you've got to go to work and you're thinking about your job. You know, you tend to do that at our lunch dates a lot because you're preparing for a show, right?
Right.
So I think that's a little bit of your Rain Man. I don't know what to diagnose you with. We just call you Rain Man.
That's
like
right.
You have an order to things, and sometimes you forget to even let the waiter or waitress do their spiel and be nice to them. You'll just start barking out what we want.
Yeah.
You have gotten better about just let them do their spiel first before you do that.
Well, I don't want to hear. I certainly don't care that the vegetable of the day is broccoli. Okay.
No, but if it's corn, you might want to know that.
Now, if it's corn,
you might want to know. So
I do ask every time we go to Charleston's, what's the vegetable of the day?
So
and they'll say Brussels sprouts or broccolini. You don't even like broccolini, do you?
I like broccoli. I don't like broccolini.
I think
weird.
people say it's more bitter. Is that true?
I don't know. I don't like it. It's like I like salads, but I don't like certain types of lettuce.
Well, some of it's just off the tree.
Like I don't like the lettuce that looks like it's weed.
They're leaves.
Weeds.
Oh, weeds, yeah.
I don't know. I pick those out. I don't like that.
I can't do some of that stuff
So maybe
either.
it's like a texture thing. I don't know.
I'm going to have to pray about it. I'm going to have to pray about the fact of trying to care more about what other people say.
Yes.
What's crazy is on the radio, I care about what people say.
Yeah.
Right? When they call in, now some of them, they're stupid. They say dumb things.
I also think that it is true that if you are interested in who's speaking or what they're speaking about. So if it had been a poker story that say I would have I would have zoned out on.
Yeah.
Sometimes your bad beat stories get a little bit.
I try not to tell them to you anymore because you just look at me like glassy-eyed. Like.
But if it's something you're really interested in, you're very engaging, I think.
I don't know.
But yeah, maybe just to fake it better.
See all the things that I admit on this podcast? I openly tell people that I'm not doing what I should be doing.
It's therapeutic, I feel like.
Is it?
What is for me? Not for you.
Oh, man.
Okay, speaking of which.
What?
This is actually going to be good because some of this touches on what I have planned for you tonight. So, do you know what month it actually is?
Yeah, it's February.
It's the month of love, Jim.
Because of Valentine's Day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got a 4-part special for everybody.
Really?
Yes. Some of these things we've kind of touched on before, but we're going to dig in there. That there's 4 types of intimacy.
Okay.
I know you love that word.
Yep.
And we'll break them down, but can you guess what the 4 types are?
Well, I mean, one of them's probably got to be sex.
That's going to be the top of the list. So physical.
Physical.
Can you think of any more?
Emotional.
Yes, very good.
Mental.
Intellectual.
Intellectual.
And experiential.
Experiential.
Experiential. Am I saying that right?
So it's experimenting? Experiential.
Experiencing.
Okay, experiencing. Okay.
So experiential.
Okay.
So we'll just kind of do one per week
All right.
till we get through these 4,
Okay.
and just kind of break them down and have some fun with it. What do
All
you
right.
think?
That sounds good. I think
So-
I think our intimacy in our marriage is very good.
It's good. I mean, I think everybody's can always get better, but we're going to start with the first one, which is emotional tonight. Emotional intimacy.
You're a little bit emotional. At
You
times.
ready for this?
I'm ready. What do you
As
got?
are you, my love.
No, not me. No.
Okay, so here's the Webster's definition
Of what?
of emotional intimacy.
Okay.
The academic definition.
Okay.
Ready?
What do you got?
Emotional intimacy is a shared sense of closeness, trust, and mutual understanding in interpersonal relationships. It involves expressing and validating each other's innermost feelings, thoughts, and experiences. The psychological closeness is different from physical intimacy and is rooted in open communication and emotional responsiveness.
You
Okay.
know, when you read those things, you read like when you read to the kids in the book.
Do I?
Yeah. And Joey came across the street.
You know what I don't like? When I've heard myself, when I've listened to our podcast back, sometimes I get monotone.
Yeah, no, you do a good job.
And
of,
I don't
you
like
know,
that, so I try to put a little
right.
inflection in.
But sometimes you also, when you try to put too much, you get sing-songy. You know? But it's not easy.
It's not.
I mean, God gave me the ability
You're
to
a
move all over
natural
the
talent,
place. I just
sweetie.
move all over the
That's
place.
for sure.
The only time I'm ever monotone is if I'm really mad at somebody or if I'm sick. And then I'll go on there and go, hey, what's going on? You know, I'll just talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, for some reason, I have the ability to move all over the place.
Yeah.
And you're really good at it too. But
No, I'm not great. When I listen back, I'm not great at it. So I'm trying to be better.
I love to listen to you read to the children, though, the grandbabies. You know,
Yeah, well, then I go into voices.
you know
I
who you
do all the
remind me? You
voices.
remind me of Elf.
Oh, really?
Remember when he's reading to the
Yeah.
guys, and he went through the crazy. What's the name of that forest?
I don't remember.
Oh,
But
man.
good. I'll
What
take that as
great-
a compliment.
Yeah, no, you do. When you read to the kids, you sound just like Elf. It's pretty cool.
I love that. Okay.
All right, let's go. I'm ready.
Here's a question for you.
Okay.
When you say, are you okay? And I say, fine. How does that make you feel?
Well, I think that we know each other after 33 plus years together, or 32 years, that I know when you're not okay. And when I ask you, are you okay? No matter what you say, unless it's no and you talk about something, I feel like you're not letting me in and you're not.
You're picking up on something.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
here's
picking up on
normally your next question is I say fine, and you'll say what's wrong,
That's right. What's
and then
wrong?
I
What?
say-
Tell me what's wrong.
and then I say what? If I'm
I'm
not wanting to
fine.
talk to you, no, I'll say nothing.
That's right.
Nothing's
Nothing.
wrong.
Yeah.
I think that's the universal marriage, word for something's definitely wrong.
And see,
right?
here's where you and I are pretty different because if you say that to me, I'm gonna keep asking
You
you for the
will.
next
Yes.
3 hours. But you, if
You're
I
like
say
a
that to
toddler.
you, you'll go in another room, get your book, sit down, blow me off for 2 hours, wait until for me to come back to you.
Because we've discussed this before. I have to stew on things. Like I have to think about how I want to present it or if I'm ready to present it. But once you know something's up, you're going to keep going until, and then you're going to get the unedited version. You're going to get all of it.
It's probably a mistake that I do that because usually you get mad at me then because I'm bothering the heck out of you. and
No,
you're
it's
like,
not that you're bothering me. I'm probably upset about something and I haven't calmed down enough to talk to you about it rationally. So that's why I said you get the unedited version of it.
Okay.
But here's the fun definition of emotional intimacy. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's when your spouse knows your childhood trauma, your coffee order, and why you're mad before you do. And I thought that's us.
Well,
right
first
there.
of all, I don't drink coffee.
No, but you know my order.
Oh, I know your order, yeah, like the back of my hand.
You know my order.
And then also, we both know about our childhood very strongly. And then what's the last one?
You know why your spouse is mad at you before they do.
I'd say 95% of the time. Sometimes I can't figure it out. But
Yeah.
then when you tell me, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see that. But I won't say that out loud.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
But it's true. That is emotional intimacy, is when you know all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's not just like surface conversations.
Well, I think it's pretty sad if you're together as long as we have and we don't know each other's emotional intimacy. I think that would be sad for a marriage, wouldn't it?
But I've been around a lot of marriages with people who have been married a very long time, and they've just gotten to the place where they don't, it's just very courteous. You know what I mean? It's very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Blah.
It's very surface. Like they just don't go.
Yeah.
And I think you can avoid a lot of arguments that way, but I think you avoid true intimacy like that.
Yeah. I
Right.
think that if two people are married that are like you, it's not a good thing, because if both of you all don't want to get the thing done, then heck, who knows how long you can stew over it. Now, if there are two people married like me that want to just go right away and find out, that's not good either, because I think that can get really like crazy emotional and loud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think it's perfect that you do it one way and I do it the other way.
Although I will say, I think you and I are really different in the sense that I don't think either of us would just let something go.
No.
We're not avoiders, you and I.
No.
So our pastor said we were expressive, explosive. That's our relationship. Because we're going to, even if it's going to be uncomfortable, we're going to,
Yeah.
like two bulls.
Yeah, we're going to get after it.
Yeah, we're gonna get after it. I loved this. Something I was reading said physical intimacy equals fireworks. So here's a way to think about emotional intimacy. Physical intimacy equals fireworks, obviously. Emotional intimacy equals electrical wiring. Without the wiring, you get no fireworks. And so I think that's really true. What do you think about that?
So you're saying that if you don't have the emotional intimacy, then the physical intimacy will not be
Starts dying down, I think, a little bit.
I would say that that's probably
I
right,
think
Jim.
it's not the case when you're young and in love and you've just met somebody. I think you have all of the fireworks going
Sure.
off, right? But I'm talking about, okay, we're 5 years into the marriage and I'm not seeing fireworks anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think sometimes that's because maybe the emotional intimacy is the part that the wiring, it needs to be rewired, or maybe you got a short in the wire. Is that a good analogy?
Yeah, no, I mean,
Somewhere.
I think what you're saying is solid. I think there's a lot of truth to that.
So here, just to kind of break it down a little bit further. So what is emotional intimacy? Emotionally, you feel safe. You feel safe emotionally. So a second one would be you feel free to be honest without fear. You feel like you're understood without having to put together a PowerPoint to explain yourself. And then being heard without cross-examination. And I thought those were really good points. I think a lot of times where you can get shut down on emotional intimacy is if you're in a relationship where anytime you try to bring something up about how you're feeling, either the other person gets defensive and angry and shuts you down, or like in my first marriage, we never fought because he would just totally shut down. So, the thing that drives you the craziest,
Yeah.
just would stop talking.
Good thing I didn't marry him.
No, but it was crazy for me.
I'll bet.
So, like, when you're saying it would be bad for me to be married to somebody like me, he was worse than me, like totally shut down. And so, over the years, you're not talking about anything. It's
Like if you went to the next day, would he act like you was forgotten?
sweep it under the rug. We're not going to talk about it. And if I would bring it up, it was infuriating. It was just like
Not bad.
talking to a rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of that goes on. And I think over time, you just go, why bother? You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
think there's any doubt. After a while, you say, I can't do this anymore. Yeah.
Well, it's not even I can't do it. I think a lot of people stay married and they do it because it's not if you're in a situation where they're not being mean or they're not being unfaithful or they're not, you know what I mean? You just kind of get into this flow where they're your roommates. I guess that's a better description. You know what I mean? Like you're involved with the kids and you've got other things that you talk about, but there's not true emotional intimacy. But I think as human beings, we're all created to want that, to want to be known by somebody, right?
Yeah. I think about, this is interesting because everybody knows who listens to our podcast, we had a rocky part of our marriage, and we went to counseling, and it was the best thing. I'll say it like I always do. Fellas, I know you all think that if you go to counseling, you're not a strong enough man and all that. All that's a bunch of crap. People know what they're doing. We've had one of the people that we dealt with on here. And I think from that point until now, I think that our relationship emotionally, physically, I think has just gone, there's been bumps in the road, but I just think that we've gone up, 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 up.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Sometimes you just need to get a new roadmap, right?
Yeah, yeah.
For us, we were talking with Jay about that tonight, that we had so many things consecutively in a row happen in our family.
Yeah, it was bad.
That was just a bad period, just tough. And
a lot of people wouldn't have made it.
No. And honestly, if we hadn't have gotten help, we weren't going to make it.
No, I think you're right.
You think?
No, I don't think we could have done it all by ourselves. I
think we needed a reset.
And we're both smart people.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do. I just think a lot of people think that it's a crutch.
Sure.
But you know what else a lot of people think is a crutch? Jesus.
Yeah. And we need him.
And we need him desperately. Even more so now than ever.
I think part of the other issue is two parts. I think one is fear. I think there's a lot of fear
about
about
the unknown.
Unknown, and then opening up to a stranger.
Absolutely.
And afraid of what's going to come out in there.
Especially
right?
men. I'm not trying to be a sexist, but men,
I
we
don't know.
like
I've got some women in my family who like to sweep things under the rug.
That's
that be
true.
super uncomfortable with it.
That's
right?
true. Yeah, that's
so
true.
I think that could be one thing. But I think the other thing is that sometimes it's a deal of one partner's like, well, I don't think anything's wrong. So,
well,
I'm not the one with the problem.
Right. If one of you is saying that, then you're in big trouble.
And what that person doesn't understand is, no, you've got a huge problem if the other person is saying, I think we need to go to counseling. I mean, that's a cry for help right there, that things are not fine, right?
Yeah.
So here's 5 emotional intimacy killers that we all have to look out for.
Okay.
Because we could be rolling along, right? And something could hit a speed bump. Here's number 1, mind reading expectations.
Oh, we know this one.
So yeah, we know this one, where say, I'm like, well, if you loved me, you would know this about me. If you loved me, you would know this is what I want.
And you've learned that that's not
That
really,
is not true. We've just said you can hear whole conversations and
that's right. Yeah.
completely go past you.
But a lot of times I legitimately don't know. You haven't told me. I
So
just
now
don't
I
know
just say,
what's going
right.
on. And
I just say it.
Well, that's the best thing to do is say it. Right?
just
get it
communicate.
on out there.
But I also think it can go the other way, which is, I think like for you can say, I'm not going to ask because I already know what you're thinking. How often do you say that to me? You're like, no, I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, and it'll be totally wrong. That is absolutely not what I'm thinking.
Maybe it's because I wish you were thinking it, and I'll say it. But
No,
you're right.
usually are saying something bad. Like you think I'm thinking something bad about you.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely not the case. But I'm happy that you say that out loud, because otherwise, think of the miscommunication. If you're sitting over there in your head thinking, this is what she thinks about me right now, and that's not true, you can get your wires crossed that way, right?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think it's just bad. It's just bad business to think we can read each other's minds, right?
I agree.
Just the simplest thing would be to ask. Okay, so here's number 2. Fixing instead of listening. Here's one where you try to do this. I think this is definitely I do it sometimes too, but I think this might be a male thing, like a man thing. You're my protector, you're my hero. And so when I've got a problem, you instantly want to fix it for me.
I'm really, 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 really guilty of this one.
But I think
I always want to get things done.
I think it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a wonderful instinct that you want to protect me and you want to fix things.
But if you're in the mode of not wanting to talk about it right now and I want to fix it,
Right.
That's when I say, hey, come on, Jewel, come on, what is it? You know, and then after I do it a couple of times, then maybe you kind of like explode on me.
Most of the time, what it is that I just need to vent or talk to you about something. Like I need to get it off my chest. And you'll start wanting to tell me how to fix it or what I should do to handle it. And I know how to handle it. I know what to do. I know what I'm going to do. But maybe you have a different opinion of it. And so we'll kind of get our wires crossed that way because I just need to be able to vent to you without you getting all fired up. I need you to be the sounding board and to remain calm.
I can't do that. I mean, and you know what? You're not far off. I mean,
You're
if somebody
right.
does something wrong to me, you can't stand that person anymore.
Yeah,
right?
it's true.
There are 5 people that I can name right now in our marriage that you used to either like or be okay with that now you don't like because of me.
Something they did to you.
Right,
But
exactly.
I think that's normal, isn't it, Jay? Like,
I think it's normal. I'm just saying that we're not far off. I just do it in a masculine way.
We handle it differently.
That's right. I handle it in, okay, let's go. Everybody get out of the way. Let me take care of this.
I stay really calm. Like, I don't want,
I don't ever stay calm. That's a big problem for me, too.
I don't want to go light their house on fire or anything. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's just,
right. No, but if the name is brought up, you're like, I'm like them.
Just to you.
Yeah, just to me, yeah.
Just to you. Okay.
Now there's people out there wondering, I wonder who those are.
You'll never
know.
Here's where you'll know. If something happens to Jim, he's given me a list of people who are not allowed at his funeral.
That's exactly right. I am letting everybody know, if you're not invited to the funeral, you're one of those people, okay?
Yes, he is that petty. And Jay Pitts, you're going to be the bouncer at his
funeral.
funeral.
Jay Pitts will be standing there and going, excuse me, you're not on this list.
You're not on the list.
Excuse me, goodbye. I think it'd be better just to make a list of people that can't come. You know what I'm saying? And you go,
that's what you've said.
Sorry, you're on the list. You can't come in.
Your dad was the total opposite. He had a small list of people who could come. Yeah.
But
your
listen,
list will be these people.
But I'm not trying to brag. But a lot of people, I mean, like Bob Berry Jr., God rest his soul, when he died, I mean, it was just a massive thing. And I don't want people to come that openly don't like me. Right. Because it's the place to go. You know what I'm saying?
But listen, sometimes when somebody's lost, suddenly they feel bad about that.
It's too late. Not when you die.
You're not forgiving him then.
Feel bad when they're alive.
Bring flowers when you're alive.
If I'm in the daggone hospital and I'm getting ready to die, if one of those people come on in and say, listen, man, I'm really sorry I treated you like that, I'll forgive them.
Scratch him off the list?
That's right. We'll scratch him off. But if they don't do anything and then afterwards want to come up to you and say, Julie, I'm so sorry that he's gone, I want you to say, get out of here. Oh, you can do it.
I'm too Southern for that.
I have seen
I'll make Jay do it.
All right. Well, Jay will do it for sure.
Jay's nodding his head over there.
Yeah. I really don't think anything's wrong with that. Jay agrees with me on it, too. I don't think there's really anything wrong with that. I don't.
That is
if
definitely.
If you can't be nice to somebody when they're alive, why are you going to be nice to them when they're dead?
Yeah.
And you know about me? If some of those people were to die, I'm not even thinking about going.
You wouldn't go?
No, heck no. I wouldn't even think about it.
Really?
And not only that, I would probably still talk bad about them after they die. Sorry.
You just tell the truth. Right?
I do. I tell the truth, and people don't like it. Today, I got killed on the radio for telling the truth about the Oklahoma City Thunder, and people didn't like it at all. So, yeah, it's the way it is.
But they're on top. You're allowed to talk about somebody when they're on top.
Oh, sure, yeah. But when they're on the bottom, I talk about them too.
Here's one. Phone intimacy versus spouse intimacy. Now, I think this is going to be different than what you think it's going to be.
All right, well, I want to hear what it is.
If your spouse's phone's algorithm is more familiar with what they like than you are, that's a problem.
Say that again.
If your spouse's phone's algorithm is more familiar with what they like than you are, might be a problem. So in other words, our phone gives us more of what we're interested in, right?
Right.
So it hears us talking.
Yeah, there's no doubt
and
that
it
it hears
sends
us.
us ads and articles and all
absolutely.
sorts of stuff.
Yep.
It's creepy that way.
Yep.
But we should be like that with our spouse, right? Like we hear them talking.
I think we are. I mean, I think we're.
I'm saying for the people who are
Yeah,
listening.
yeah.
Yes, I'm saying that's a telltale sign. If you have no idea what your spouse, like I know how into poker you are. I know just enough about sports and poker to ask you about your day and ask you about your poker game.
To be dangerous.
Yes, to be dangerous.
Yeah.
But do you feel like it's in reverse with me?
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
know. I know exactly what you care the most about your family, then especially the grandbabies. I mean, this woman will go, I'll keep her up until 1 o'clock in the morning watching one of our shows, and 7 o'clock in the morning she'll wake up, get ready, and go get the grandbaby like she's supposed to every Monday through Thursday. So, I mean, I'd be like, calling the daughter, can I come an hour late? I mean, but no, I know that's your number one thing, and I think that you're also including to be a pleaser to me. I mean, I think you make sure that my life is as good as it can be. So, yeah, I mean, you're a giver. I'm a taker. You're a giver.
You're very giving too. That's funny. Okay, here's the last one. Weaponized logic. So, in other words, you win the argument, but you lose connection.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's a deal of you just want to be right. And so you miss an opportunity to have emotional intimacy in a situation because you're so focused on the facts, right? Proving your point, and you end up making, losing a moment where you could have intimacy by asking questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And learning more, listening more.
It's interesting. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you believe percentage-wise, when we have a discussion, a disagreement, percentage-wise, when am I wrong and when you're wrong in your mind?
In my mind, I feel like if I'm mad, you're wrong every time.
That might be the most true statement you've
If I'm
ever
being
made.
totally
on this.
honest.
That is literally the most honest statement you've ever made on this podcast.
I think it's really hard to make me mad. So when I
Really?
get mad,
It's hard to make you
I
mad?
think it's hard to make me mad.
Really?
I shouldn't say that.
Wow.
I would say
I don't know about that.
95% of the time, I feel like I do feel a lot of guilt about getting mad at you when you spill things.
But you
That's
can't
a
help
trigger
yourself.
for me. I can't help myself.
Here, let me ask you
I'm
something.
trying to be better.
When we
but-
get into an argument, by the way,
Yeah.
people are going to think we argue all the time, but we don't. But listen,
Yeah.
when we get into an argument, and it's one of the ones where you go to your bedroom and I sit here, do you ever sit in that bedroom saying, I really want to go out there and tell him I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna? You ever do that?
I'm being totally honest
I want the
here.
total honesty.
Totally
yeah?
honest.
Right.
If I'm sitting in the bedroom,
I'm wrong.
I want to punch you in your face. So no, I'm not sitting in the room thinking, oh, I really want to go apologize to him.
So the percentage that I brought up in the beginning of you being wrong versus then probably what, 95%
I
you
just
were
said
right?
95, I'm right, you're wrong. In my
That
head.
is just incredible.
In my head.
It's true, too, because we'll get into a discussion and I will go, Jewel, don't you think that you should say you're sorry? And you will go, no, I don't think I should say I'm sorry. You know this is true. You do not like being wrong in an argument, do you ever? And then when you do, it is like someone is pulling you into the, like, come on, Jewel. And she comes walking in all sheepishly and he goes, I'm really sorry. And when you do it, you can see that it's killing you. Sure, it's true, isn't it?
It shows my growth. It
What,
shows
that you're
the
done
level.
it 5% of the time? That is beautiful. You're growing, Joel. You went from 3% to 5% of the time. That is beautiful. You know, I think we've broken through today. That's what they say, right? The people that you go
We've
see,
had a
the
breakthrough.
counselors. I think we've had a breakthrough today. Now, guess what, people? The next argument we have, I guarantee you, I will say I'm sorry.
Why don't you, while we catch our breath laughing, Tell everybody about J.R. Holmesy.
Oh, my
and then
gosh,
I'll
my
do the
man
summary.
JR, man. I tell you what, he is just the best ever. He voted one of the top 10 personal injury lawyers in the state of Oklahoma. And, of course, he helped us immensely with our accident. You know, you've been doing better, haven't you?
You said that last week, and I would say the answer to that is no.
Oh, that's
I've just
a
stopped
shame.
complaining. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about our accident. I'm never going to be better. I mean, I
Right.
have good days and bad days, but the thing that happened to me is not going to.
Nerve damage
Well,
is terrible.
and my discs are all messed
That's
up.
right, yeah.
So, and they can't do surgery on it. So, but he helped us get to the bottom
yeah,
of what.
at least to get you better a little bit.
Right, of what's going on.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I hope the people listening
Don't ever
never need a lawyer like
That's
this.
right.
But if you do, call JR.
That's right. 405-524-1011. 405-524-1011. And he'll take care of you from the second you're there all the way through the settlement. I mean, the guy is absolutely amazing. We love him. Great man. Great
He's
man.
number one in our book.
He is. He's awesome. So we love him.
Okay, so you want me to give you the quick tip summary for tonight?
Absolutely.
It's like the Cliff Note version of what we've been talking about.
Good.
But here's the number one thing to remember. Prioritize presence. So this is what we were talking about earlier with you. So put your phone away. If you want true emotional intimacy, put your phone down, make eye contact, and, have a conversation. Make that person a priority. We were talking about that at dinner tonight with your teenagers, how important that is.
Mm-hmm.
They may not want it, but you want that intimacy with your kids too, where they could tell you anything. And it's hard to do that. It's hard to bare your soul with someone when they're on their phone scrolling, right?
And, of course, video games and all that stuff, man. You got it. Yeah. I think a lot of that stuff can be good for them, too. I mean, they can learn and things like that. But too
But I'm
much time
saying as
is
the
Yeah,
parent.
that's a parent. Yeah. Parent's got to be, yeah.
As a parent, it was so interesting because I was at gymnastics the other day and I'm guilty of this too with our grandson, but a little kid had come up to the window and is just waving at his mom, because there's the little guys, they're little, and she's on her phone and so several parents had to lean over and tap her, and so she had to look up and
Yeah, that's
wave
sad.
at
That's
him.
bad.
And you're like, that's so sad because they're wanting to look up and know that you're rooting them on, right?
Yeah.
But I think we can all be guilty of that. I certainly have been, but especially when you're on a date or you're trying to have an intimate situation with your spouse. At
Well,
least do that once a day, right?
I will tell you the worst thing ever is when we go to dinner and we see a couple and both of them are on their phone. They're not talking at all. We make sure we don't do that.
Right.
We do not do that.
We
We'll
try.
put our phones.
We
there
try.
might be something that get a text or something like that.
Today you were bad and you said they're making trades today. It's the last day.
Yeah, this is a really bad time
Yeah.
because there's all these trades going through, and I had to keep looking before I went to do a show. So
yeah,
but
I
you're right. But
understand.
normally we put our phones down
And
we
it was
and
the
we talk.
sweetest thing. We were, you had gotten back in the bed today. You were so tired. You
Yep.
laid down for a little nap and you told me to wake you up at 1:00. So Clyde and I came in and I said, you need to tell Big Daddy to get out of bed because you weren't getting up. And he said, he wants to snuggle, Gigi. He said, let's get in bed with him and snuggle.
That was
Is
unbelievable.
that the cutest thing?
It
And
was
then we got
adorable.
in bed with you and you were just on your phone nonstop. And I said, Jim,
I
put your
did.
phone
I
down.
got away.
He wants to snuggle with you.
I did. I didn't know that. I went over and I snuggled with you,
You
guys.
did.
Yeah, but yeah, no, you're right. That's a really good.
There's a very short window when they want to snuggle with you, so you gotta.
I don't know.
Eat
I think this dude may want to
He
snuggle for a long
may.
time. I think he's the most
He
loving
may
little
wanna
dude we've ever
snuggle.
seen.
Okay, here's the next one. Have daily check-ins. 5 to 10 minutes can deepen closeness. I think we do that all day long.
I call you every hour.
You do. And not everybody can do that. I can appreciate that. But I just think having a check-in with your spouse.
And I'm telling you something, fellas, listen, if you're at work, or ladies, if you're at work and you're really, really busy, take 5 seconds to say, love you, talk to you soon. Just a little
can't wait
message.
to see you tonight.
Can't wait
Yeah.
to see you tonight, or boy, maybe if you had relations the night before, you can say, I loved last night. I mean, just
fire
that,
emoji.
yeah, I mean, it's easy.
Yeah.
If you can't call them, then do that.
You're
thinking about
checking
it.
in and letting them
You
know
want
you're
to know
thinking
that
about
you
them.
think about it.
Yeah.
I think about my wife all the time. All the time.
It's very sweet.
Yep.
Okay, here's another one. Here's a really good one. Be curious instead of defensive. That's a hard one to do because if
Yeah.
somebody's coming at you and saying they've got a problem, it's easy to like.
Well, I do right away.
defensive.
Yeah, I tighten up. Yeah.
But I loved that saying of be curious instead of defensive. Like, what did I do? What made you feel that way? You know, what could I do better?
Right.
I would certainly never intentionally want to make you feel that way.
Usually people get defensive. They already know. They don't need, there is no curiosity. They know what they've done. But they're being defensive because that's what we put up. We put up a wall when someone's coming after us.
Right.
And then later we take it down, you know?
Yeah.
But no reason to be curious. I know what you're mad at me about. I don't need to be curious. But if you don't, you're right. Instead
But
of
you
just
can
getting off.
still
Yeah.
be curious about, okay, what was the thing that triggered you right there, right? Like what?
Yeah.
I know I was short with your sweater, but why did it make you this
I agree.
upset?
No, I
kind of
agree with
thing.
that one. That's a good one, yeah.
Okay, and last one, affirm and appreciate. So basically, everybody just wants to know that they are seen and that they're valued, right?
We
You
talk
want
about
that,
this a lot on
I
this show.
want that.
Yeah.
So
I
how
mean,
do you do that? Yeah.
Well, I mean, fellas, I'll say it again. If your wife, if you're the one who's working and your wife is taking care of the house and the kids, come home at night and say, you know what? I really appreciate you doing everything at the house. You know, I mean, you like when I do that, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I say to you, it's wonderful how you take care of all the laundry and you do everything. The house is clean. You know, you can, and then you say things nice back to me, like, you know, thanks for taking care of the family and stuff like that. What's my love language?
Words of affirmation.
So I love it. I love it. Maybe you don't love it as much as
time.
me. That's right. So there you go. I want you to tell me, hey, you know what? You're really good. Come over and sit with me. We'll spend time together. Perfect for me.
Yeah. Speaking of laundry, though, you had a funny conversation on your radio show about how often you wear your jeans.
Yeah, this was amazing. The guy I do the show with is a youngster. He's 30 years old. And I'm going to tell you right now, and this might be embarrassing, but I will wear my jeans probably at least 5 days. And sometimes I'm letting you know 10 days. I don't care. They're fine if I don't spill on them. They don't smell.
I just have to say, for anybody who heard that conversation, though, and now for what you just admitted, I do all of your laundry, but you dry clean your jeans.
I dry clean my jeans.
So you're in charge of your jeans.
Right. I dry clean them.
And
But I do wear them a lot,
But
don't
I do find this interesting because you did a whole poll during that, and the average guy
3
said
to 4
what?
days.
3 to 4 days.
3 to 4 days, yeah.
So I
Now,
don't
the
think
guy I
that's
do the show with, Sam, he 1 day for his pants. 1 day. So I had to call his wife and get her on the air, and she was like, yeah, I'd like that if he wouldn't give me so much.
so
And
much
he never
laundry.
thought about it. I told him, I said, it's time to grow up. So he wore his pants 2 days in a row.
Oh, wow.
But it was only 2. And then today was the
Still,
3rd day, so we went to a new pair.
That's effort. That cuts down on half the laundry, right?
I wear and shorts, same thing with shorts. I mean,
yeah.
why?
Shorts are a little different because you wear the tan ones and you spill. It's a little harder.
If I spill, I get a new
change 'em,
pair.
yeah.
But if I don't spill, I'm wearing them again. They're comfy. They're ready to go. Right?
Well, I do all the laundry except the jeans, so I can't be held accountable for that.
You do a wonderful job. You do.
Yeah.
You know who else does a wonderful job? Rob's Ranch.
Absolutely.
I got a story for you. 38-year-old guy walked into the place. They didn't even know he was coming over to Rob's Ranch. Jeremy, our man, was over there. He walked in and he goes, I need help. And they sat down and they started talking. And Jeremy said,
so he was just a walk-in. He didn't even call first.
Didn't know he was coming. Walked in. Jeremy just said, well, what's on your mind, Bubba? You know, and he goes, I'm having problems. And he goes, well, where'd you hear about us? He goes, well, I listen to Traber every day.
Wow.
And I was like, man. And so he's in there now. He walked right in.
So he's actually
boom.
there?
He
I love it.
walked in and they admitted him because he wasn't. Sometimes they have to detox him and stuff, but he was ready to go.
That's
so,
wonderful.
Yeah, it was great. And then another guy called, a preacher that I know, a guy that I love. He had a guy in his office, and we hooked him up. So, people, if you know anybody who is having problems, especially men, but family too, because they have an outpatient in Edmond, Oklahoma. But the other two, the 30-day and the 60-day, for men, It is Christ-based, and it's amazing. And I'm telling you, the things they're doing for people, Julie, is just beyond belief, isn't it?
It's just it's the path to miracles.
It is.
It's the perfect motto for them.
robsranch.org, or you can call them. And go down to the bottom of the page. If you don't have any problems and you just want to give some money to help, go down to the bottom. It says donate at robsranch.org, and you can give some money and help them out. So it's a great thing. I'm so happy that we're with them. I'm so happy they're sponsoring our podcast. And I'm so happy you married me.
Well, me too, sweetie.
All right, girl. We'll be back next week. Tell your friends, your family, all about the wonderful Julie and Jim Traber podcast.